All right, there we go. So hello, Doug here. I'm actually part of the leadership team for the 100-fold journey. The 100-fold journey is about a group of people that are looking to find their true identity, and by doing so, finding God's true identity. So thanks for joining us tonight. And actually, we do this every Wednesday, and we've been going through introducing our leadership team. There's 6 of us in all. And over the last several weeks, you've had an opportunity to meet myself, Katie, and 2 weeks ago was Rashi. And tonight it is my honor to introduce Mr. Joe Gardella. I've known Joe for more than 15 years, and he is by far the most energetic, enthusiastic, optimistic, and happiest person I've ever met. Joe is a walking, talking invitation to happiness, acceptance, love, and light. He is the ideal leader in our group as it relates to happiness, connection, support, and communication. So for more information on Joe's background, you can visit our website at the100foldjourney.com. So the 100-fold journey, again, there's a website that we created back in October. It was officially launched on 10/10/20. And since then, we've been publishing 21 days of identity, 21 days of gratitude. And if you're not familiar with any of that, please join us on Facebook. And that's where all of that is being posted. And we're going to start to develop some new content starting in January that will be on our website. Now, just a quick insight into Joe. He's actually written 4 books, 3 children's books called Secret at Sundance Lake, and his most recent one, Rich in 9 Years, which is Joe's financial story and how he was able to retire at age 31. Pretty amazing. However, Joe has continued in real estate, stock investing, and of course, now on the leadership team of 100-fold, and we're really happy to have him. He is working on a 5th book called A Weaver's Exquisite Journey, which is discussing a life of surrendering to unconditional love. So we're looking forward to that one coming out. So without further ado, I commend you into the care of my dear friend, Joe, also known as Dr. You Be Happy. All right, Joe, take it away.
All right, Doug. All right, we've got this all in a slideshow format, but the slideshow isn't cooperating. So we are just going to do it online and live, which is perfect. I want to first off thank Doug. Doug has got to be one of the kindest, hardest working, and best leaders you could ever have in this kind of group. Doug, wanted to thank you very much for inviting me onto this leadership team. This is just a magnificent opportunity to help people. And I love helping people. It is a magnificent journey. Now, what we are going to do tonight, we're going to have some fun. Are you ready to rumble? Are you ready to rumble? Let's do this. We're going to start with a journey. We're going to do it very, very simply. This is going to be a cakewalk. We're going to go through some very, very simple points, and this is going to just be fun. This is an entire journey set up by my parents. I am going to share with you. My parents were unique. My mother was an angel, one of 2 I've ever met in my life. My father was a sage. By the time I was 5 years old, I was exactly who you see now, just in a smaller package. They were great. I was blessed to have them. Now, let's get right to it. Let's start with, first, get yourself something to write down. If you're willing to be on a phone call and spend your time that can never be replaced, get something out of it. Tonight, I'm going to give you 5 pearls. Some of them may be of great value, some of them no value. Maybe all of them are just repeats of what you already know. That's perfect. But I want you to get to the point where you will actually have them down in writing and you know what's happening with them. That's magnificent. You're going to do fantastically tonight. Tonight, the goal is that you get to change your life. Between now and midnight, you get an opportunity to be in a different place than you've ever been before. Once you've got something to write notes with, if you see it in bold on a slide, no, you're not going to see the slides. I'm going to tell it to you, and I'm going to have to tell it to you a little more slowly, and that's fine. I want you to start with what my mom taught me when I was very, very young. I want you to start your meeting by sitting down in your chair, closing your eyes, sit way back in your chair and get your back supported. It is magnificent this way. Breathe deep while you're doing that. Put your feet flat on the floor. Relax for a moment. And breathe deep and slow. Quietly focus your mind. Take you on a quick journey what we're going to do tonight. First, we're going to learn the two forms of choice. You've got two. Joe, pull me up this slideshow on that, please. We're going to learn about my mother's points of light. "27 points of light, actually. And a number of my points of light are sitting in this meeting tonight, which is magnificent. We're going to go over Dad's pearls of wisdom, 3 of them. And then we're going to go to the conclusion. That's a 4th point that took me only 45 years to get to. It's magnificent. 2 forms of choice. You always get only 2 forms of choice. I will suggest to you, there's a great place. Can you turn that volume off? There's 2 places that you can go and get that choice from. 1, reflexive choice. The second form, and a better form for large decisions, is conscious choice. Reactive choice is very simple. Reactive choice is quick reaction, pre-programmed response, nothing you can do about it. You're going to just do. Your best friend is standing next to you. They can already tell you what you're going to do in a given situation at a given time, because 95% of the time, you're going to respond the way you always respond, which is fine. Second kind of choice, conscious choice. This is what my father pounded into me over and over and over again. This is a responsive choice. This says, I am actually going to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm actually going to focus. I'm actually going to know what I'm going to choose and why I'm choosing it. I am actually going to choose between different options. I'm going to select properly between those options, given what I feel would be the most reasonable outcome from those options. This is the highest level of conscious decision making that we can have. This is what we're going to be talking about tonight. Mom's points of light. My mother, given the fact she was an angel, it made life different for me. And it was wonderful watching her and emulating her. She was a model beyond any that I've ever seen. I'm going to suggest, this is secret number 1. Find your 27 points of light. These points of light should naturally and lovingly support you fully and unconditionally for exactly who you are, without any expectation, judgment, or strings attached. It's really simple. Do yourself a favor right now. Let's start your list of 27. On whatever you're taking notes on, write down 3 names. If you're sitting next to somebody, you are not to show this to them, because people will look at the list and go, I wanted to be number 1. Everybody wants to be number 1. Yeah, I get it. Okay, not everybody can be number 1 on everybody else's list. Don't share this list with anybody. You want to share it with anybody, share it with me. I don't care if I'm number 1 or number 99 or not on the list. It's okay. Write down 3 names and rank them as far as your 3 points of light. Eventually, you're going to grow the 3 points of light to 9 points of light. And eventually, you're going to get to the 27 points of light. When you get to 27 points of light, I will suggest life becomes different. It becomes easy. You have a number of people that will do anything in the world to help you in any way they can. And it's really simple and it's wonderful. I'll suggest to you, it takes a long time to get just the right 27 people. How many of you are beyond 20 years old and don't have 27 people that you can go, these people will support me unconditionally, fully, without any judgments and no expectations? That's not easy. Now, my mother suggested to me that what I had to do was I needed to ask these people that I thought were my points of light, was it okay that we are going to be in a connection like this? Are you okay with me caring for you and you caring for me? The nice part is some people this will be automatic with. They will practically walk up to you and say, here I am. And you will very obviously look at the gift and go, oh my God, this is obviously a gift from heaven. Right in front of me, flesh and blood, absolute perfection. That will happen. It's happened to me a number of times in life. And a number of the people on this phone call can attest to that fact. Okay? It's great. I love it. Many of the people on this phone call I've known for more than 30 years. Some I've stayed in touch with the whole time. Some I've waved in and out. It's okay. It doesn't change. The nice part is time is just a nice little thing to have along, doesn't mean anything at all. I'm connected to these people. Don't worry, when I lose this body, I will still be connected to them. I just love the body. Now, my mother also said, are they aware that you unconditionally love them and care for them? Communicate with them. Talk to them. Let them know how you feel. If you have not communicated how you feel, it doesn't count. You've got to use your words. Mom said, you got to communicate. I said, okay, that's fine. I always did what my mom said because it made my life easy. My mom educated me when I was very young that God had designed me to love and support those that were closest to me. I was born with 3 younger brothers. I had 3 small shadows right behind me. Anytime I would stop abruptly, I would feel 3 impacts from behind me because they walked that closely behind me. We are still very close. Life is really good. Make sure that you know that they are yours and you are theirs. Care for them. Take care of them always. From this point on in life, I'm going to suggest you're on a treasure hunt, looking for 27 points of light. You are on the best treasure hunt you will ever have in your life. It doesn't get any better than this. Treasures never have anything to do with what you can physically touch. Your car doesn't matter. Your connections do, especially to the people closest to you. Enjoy that. Be there for it. Okay, now I'm going to share with you 3 pearls of wisdom from my father. As I mentioned, my father was a sage. I was attached to him at the hip from the time I was 2 years old. I was working at a freezing cold store in downtown Detroit when I was 4 years old. We had a potbelly stove. That's the only thing that kept the place warm, and it was cold. I loved every moment of it. I would work an entire day just to be with Dad and just to get a McDonald's, 3 small McDonald's burgers, 1 large fry, and a giant strawberry shake. Okay? I knew what I liked. I loved that. Everybody would go, oh my God, how could you do McDonald's like that? I'm sorry, I still love McDonald's. It's never going to change. Everybody keeps telling me I'm going to grow up one day. I'm still waiting. It's not happening. I'm going to give you the first truth. If I can convince you of this one truth, you already will change your life by midnight tonight. One thing, and it changes your life forever. My dad taught me each of these truths before I was 5 years old. Repetition. All of this I knew then. I didn't realize it was unique. It was and is. Listen carefully now. Listen really carefully. There's only one purpose for being on this wonderful blue planet. One and one only. I don't care what anyone or anything has ever told you. It is to be happy. That is it. There's no complex plan. There's no need for struggle. There's no need for pain unless you choose it. And it's an okay choice. You can choose pain or you can choose pleasure. And either one is a valid plan. I'm going to suggest I've always liked pleasure and it always taught me very well. But I've known any number of people that like the pain plan. Your only job here is to be happy. If being in pain makes you happy, do it. Enjoy. Personally, that's never been my way, but any number of people seem to struggle all the time and they're fine with it. Dad's pearl number 2. So already you know one thing. You're only here to be happy. That is going to be new news to most of the people here. Even if they knew it somewhere in the back of their mind, they're still not going to have executed on it. You most likely know one person in their life that has executed on that. You're listening to them right now. Dad's pearl number 2. Embrace this next one with your mind, body, heart, and soul. Your life is going to change now. Listen carefully. One more time. Dad told me this so many times before I was 5 years old, I could recite it in my sleep continuously. Breathing is a choice. Breathing is a choice that has pluses and minuses. It is a choice all the time. If anyone ever tries to convince you that you must do something, that you should do something, the answer is no. If breathing is my first choice, what are you going to tell me I should do? Nothing. There is nothing you are compelled to do. Let it go. Breathing is a choice. Everything is a choice. Somebody tells you you have no choice. I want your brain immediately to look internally and go, I know I've got a choice. Boom, let that go. I know I've got a choice. I have always got a choice. Everybody clear? Does that make sense? Did you know that breathing was a choice? By the time I was 5 years old, I knew breathing was a choice. When I woke up in the morning, I knew that breathing was a choice. Nobody could ever tell me what I should do or what I must do. It was always what I chose to do. Every choice has pluses and minuses. I just made the ones that made sense to me. It's all good. Dad's pearl number 3. This one always made me laugh. I couldn't figure out why such a brilliant man would keep telling me this over and over and over until I got older. And I see what I see now. And I still can't believe it. It's still hilarious that Dad would be so brilliant. Dad's pearl number 3. Listen to this one. Listen carefully, please. If it hurts when you do like that, don't do like that. Whatever it is. How many people do you know keep going to a job they don't want to go to? They do it every day. And they keep doing it, thinking that one day it's going to get better. If it hurts when you do like that, don't do like that. I don't care what it is. If you've got a relationship that just doesn't make sense, don't do it anymore. Walk off. You don't have to run unless there's physical danger. Just walk. Okay? If it hurts when you do like that, don't do like that. I don't care what it is, just stop. How many people do you know that eat themselves into the grave? The doctor tells them you must stop eating. It's killing you. Do they still eat the chocolate cake in the morning? Yes. If it hurts when you do like that, don't do like that. Chocolate cake might not make sense as the first meal every day. Yes, I love chocolate cake. Yes, I would love to eat chocolate cake continuously. Yes, I would eat it for breakfast every morning. And when I was 500 pounds, that would not be a good thing. Okay, let me finish. I'm going to give you one concluding point. I had a goal of seeing if I could do this in 30 minutes or less, and it looks like I might actually achieve it. Amazing. After 40 years of listening to my father in my brain continuously, do you know who you hear in your brain? Do you ever listen to the voices in your brain and make sure that you're the voices that are the most positive voices in your world? If they are, great. If they're not, change it. Don't listen to voices that don't make sense. I get to listen to my dad continuously and my mother continuously and my grandmother as well. My grandmother, Helen, was either the first or second most happy person I've ever met. It's a competition between me and her. That was just the way it is. And it's the way it's always been. Now, one day I was waking up. I have an interesting wake up process, and we'll do that in a different video. The 9 minutes before I hit consciousness are a fun time for me every day. I wake up at 6:03. Here I was, April 4th. It was 2016. I woke up in the morning and figured out what Dad was trying to tell me with all of his teaching. It finally came through. It's amazing. This one thing has allowed me to let go of all frustration since the day I figured it out. I've never been frustrated, not once, since that day in 2016. I've listened to hundreds of tapes, programs, read the books. No one ever told me this. Maybe they did. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I had to go through this path to understand it. Very simple. Let me give you my one key, drawn out of what my father taught me. This will change your life because it will take away all of your frustration from now on in. Are you ready? Are you ready? The key is to let go of your expectations. Your expectations of your car, your boss, your spouse, your golf clubs, your government, and especially yourself. Do your best and walk off. Don't set some artificial bar that you may or may not be able to meet. It doesn't matter. I play pickleball every day I can for hours a day. I promise what I can do one day is not the same as what I can do the next day. I feel different day to day. My capabilities are different day to day. My expectations could not dance to that much music. I don't have them. I do my best. I smile. I enjoy myself and I let it go. You're done. There's nothing more you have to do. If you let go of your expectations, your life is much more simple. Now, let me suggest once you've let go of your expectations, you got this big vacuum inside of you because you're accustomed to wanting everyone around you to do certain things, act certain ways, and you had to let go of that. So I'm going to give you Mom's AAA. This is what you're going to backfill into all that expectation that required all that judgment that was really of no value, period. You should have let go of it to start with. You didn't. I'm inviting you not to have that anymore. Fill it with 3 A's. Write these down. Anticipation, acceptance, and appreciation. Anticipation is magic. It builds magic before you even get somewhere. How many of you have ever enjoyed Christmas? Christmas at our house with my mother was simple. We had a piece of furniture that was 25 feet long. Okay, my family's in the furniture business. We had a couch that went for about 25 feet wrapped around the living room. We would come out from Christmas, and Christmas, you could not see the couch. It was buried in gifts. It would take us all day to open the gifts. Was I excited? Was I anticipating Christmas? 5 o'clock in the morning, I was awake and ready for Christmas. The slowest time in my life ever, and it has never gotten changed, was the time between 5 o'clock in the morning to 7:30 when we were allowed to go out with mom and dad to see presents. Time stopped. It was not good. I still remember it. Was I excited by the time I got to those presents? Oh my God. It was amazing. Build anticipation. Fill it with a wonder of breathless happiness, anticipating what's the next wonderful thing that's going to happen. And look for it. I'll tell you what anticipation can do for you, especially when you get comfortable with it. A few weeks back, I was looking at Amazon and I wanted a long sleeve Nike red shirt because it was getting a little cold here in California. I'm driving down the street in California, going to pickleball, of course, and I see a red object lying in the road. My life being as it's been, which is fine, I pull off and take a look at this object in the road, and what do I find but a red Nike top? I've also learned that when you ask the universe for things, you don't define exactly what you want. You say, I want a red Nike top. Great, you let it go. I got a red Nike top and I'm looking at it going, it's medium. Hold it. I ordered something that fit. And this is a medium I picked up in the road. Perfect condition, but it says medium. What happens? I put on the top. Does it fit perfectly? Yes, it does. I didn't need to order a large from the universe. It knew my size already. It really didn't need my assistance to figure this out. Let me end this way. I want you to remember this everywhere you go. You are the gift. This is what my mother taught me. Be the gift. You're it. Be it. Shine clear and bright who you are, and this will attract everything in the world that is best for you. Enjoy it. Attract it. Be who you are. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to love you. Take my word for it. I am a blue pair of suede shoes, size 11.5. It doesn't mean that everybody has any clue what to do with me. I've any number of people go, Joe, you are just way too much. Where's the down switch? Where's the off switch? I can't figure this out. It's okay. I'm not harmonious with everybody, nor do I need to be. But you know what? The people I love most work just fine with my energy, and they love me for who I am. Because I'm not going to change. I am who I am. Be who you are. Be the gift you are. Shine it clear and bright, and do it always. Don't change it for anyone, no matter what they may want, no matter what it may get you if you change it. Don't change it. Be who you are, and you are amazing. I believe I hit that on the nose. Did I, Doug? Is it 7 o'clock? It is 7 o'clock straight up. Let's hear it for Joe.
Yay, Joe!
Right on time. I
Yay,
can't believe
Joe.
it. Oh yeah. My son and Doug both thought 45 minutes would be the minimum I could do. I cut out more stuff, and life is good. Now I'll open it up for a question or two if anybody's got any questions they'd like. Because
Yeah, so
mom
Joe,
and dad.
yeah, so Joe, Doug here. So yeah, thank you. That was awesome. And yes, right on the money. So excellent. I just wanted to ask you about the 100-fold, and can you tell the folks what your take is on a 100-fold in regards to what your definition is of it and why you decided to be part of the leadership team?
Well, okay. So I'm gonna take the last part of that first because I'm built for that piece. Now, what did I tell all of you up front about the 27 points of light? It just so happens I'm speaking to one of my 27 points of light. I will spend every moment with Doug in this world that I can. No questions asked. So when Doug said, Joe, would you like to work together on a project? What's going to be my answer?
Yes.
It's all good. This group, in my view, is designed to give everyone the individualized tools to help you transform into the life and the world that most fits for you. No matter what life you choose, we have people. There's 6 different people, and they all come from a very different place. Odds are we've got the tools it will take to get you to where you want to go. I'll tell you, I'm only going to take you down one path. I'm down the happy path. That's it. If it doesn't include that, it isn't me. It's fine. We have somebody that's on a meditation path. Somebody's on a religion path. Somebody's on a basically documenting your life path and making sure you're going the right direction. We've got another gentleman that is brilliant about learning how the mind works and how the soul and the heart and the mind and God connect to each other. That's all good. Joe, I got the simple job. I'm Dr. You Be Happy, and that's all I got to do. I'm just going to shine clear and bright who I am, and that's all it is. Anybody else, any questions?
Great, thanks,
Yeah,
Joe.
thank
Yeah,
you,
let's
Joe.
open it up. So whoever wants to jump in, thank you.
Want to? You want to?
I don't have a question.
Joe, I would like to ask a question if I could.
Sure.
It's Kay over on the East Coast. I would have liked to have asked this earlier when you were talking about points of light and finding those people in your life and also then talking to them. Is it okay with you? Will you be one of those people in my life? How do you address people about being included as one of your points of light? How can you give me some examples of how you would do that?
Okay. I'm not, that's funny. I'm sitting over here and I've got Joe, and Joe is ready to answer the question for me, I think.
Well, he can answer too.
It's really simple in a lot of ways. Sometimes your gift of your point of light walks up to you and jumps into your arms and says, here I am. Those are easy. There's other ones that are a little more tricky that you figure they're a point of light. And we happen to have 2 points of light on this call. Are Katie and Rashi both on with me?
No, the other ladies.
What?
Hi, Joe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay, they're here. Okay, now I'm going to suggest to you these 2 women are a perfect example of the way points of light can work. Rashi figured out very soon that Katie was one of her points of light. She knew it right up front. Rashi did beautifully. She communicated beautifully, and there she was right there and asking and saying that she would give that gift. Magnificent. She communicates it continuously. I sit in a meeting watching these 2, and you can see nothing but absolute care, love, and respect going between the 2 of them. It is art in motion, watching those 2 around each other. It is magnificent. So I will suggest to you, sometimes your points of light will be so glaringly obvious that it's magnificent. Others will be less so. Now, Kay, Kay has been a friend of mine for more than 40 years. We fell out of contact for a very long time, but she's always been a point of light for me. Actually, she will be a very active point of light probably for the rest of my existence.
And
It's
mine
great.
too, Joe.
Yeah, so it goes both ways. Sometimes you get them and they sort of fade and come back. So maybe they're in your group of 27 and then they fade out, but they never make it outside of the group of 81 anyway. and they come back, and we'll talk about the other groups at different time. They may fade back and forth, but they're always there. You can still close your eyes. They're still sending you energy. They still love you, and it just doesn't matter. It is delightful. I'll tell you, I met Katie and Rashi. How long's it been, ladies? Maybe 3 months ago, if that. They are just delightful. They are amazing human beings. That is the kind of people where you look at it and go, is somebody able to be unconditionally loving, unconditionally supportive, and come with no expectations? If people can do that, they're already on the short list for, hey, this may be potentially somebody that I can have in my group. The nice part too, I'll tell you about points of light, they tend to group up. They're like birds. When you get people that love each other unconditionally, they tend to be in groups. But I'll tell you, there's one problem with this group of being happy all the time. No one's ever going to feel sorry for you anymore. Sorry. No one ever feels sorry for Joe, period. I gave that up years ago. I don't work well in bars because I don't have anything to commiserate about. They go, geez, you don't drink, you don't commiserate. What the heck good are you? Doesn't fit. You want to find places that you're harmonious with. Many of the people on this phone call right now, if there was a nuclear firestorm and you said, Joe, you are stuck on a desert island with this person for eternity, I would look and go, Doug, you and I, it's all good, buddy. We'll figure it out. It's okay.
Love it.
You know what? It's fantastic. It doesn't, you recognize the point of light. The points of light I have on this phone call, they all know it. I've told them I love them. They know they're loved unconditionally. They don't always know what to do with it. My son is a perfect example. There are times he's going, Dad, you're too much. I can't. I am me, and ain't gonna change. He's been around me for a little bit, and he still doesn't know what to do with me. Okay, but it's fine.
So,
He
hey,
smiles
Joe,
and nods a lot.
Kim had a question. She said, what is the significance of the number 27 in regards to the points of light?
Very good. Okay,
That's
so
from Kim.
yeah, very good, Kim. Okay, so let me give you just a little bit more of what we will talk about more in the future. Your life, in my estimation, has come down to your 3 most critical people, your 9 most critical people, your 27 most critical people, and then your group of 81 that has the group that could potentially become one of your 27. When I lost my mom and dad, I lost 2 of my points of light. Points of light have to be physical. Mom and dad talk to me every day, but I'm here on this planet enjoying the touch. That means the 27 is what I work from. So I will suggest to you, you'll find breaking points. And for most people, you'll find natural breaking points. When I tell you to write your first 3 people that are your closest, you'll be able to do that. Your next 9, you'll find a breaking point. At 27, you'll find a breaking point. You'll start to run out of people that belong in that group. And we will define that person that further. So I love that question. That is really, really good that somebody actually caught. Why 27? Yeah, it's a number by experience I have found to be the correct number. And my life has always revolved around the number 9, so it didn't surprise me much. I wake up at either 5:04 or 6:03. Who knew? That's just what my body does.
Yep.
My entire life has been around 9s. And that's just one more 9 in the process. It didn't surprise me much.
There you go. All right, we've got about 5 more minutes, so maybe time for one more question.
No other questions? Okay. Fine and dandy. That's more than fine. I will suggest to you, I've given you just 5 pearls tonight. If you'll take in any one of them, you've changed your life. I live by all 5. Any number of times I have people come up to me and ask, Joe, are you for real? Are you really that happy? How do you do this? I've had people walk up and ask, Joe, do you drink? Are you on drugs? I promise this is the way I wake up in the morning. I am the most energetic, happiest person I've ever met because of those 5 points that I've shared with you. There's a lot more depth than that. But if you'll just do that, you'll already be on your path. You'll already be on the way there. I
Great.
want to thank you all for being the gifts you've been. Be the gift to everyone around you. Know that you are loved. Know that you are able and you are designed to love all of those closest to you. Create an absolutely magnificent evening. Namaste.
Yeah,
Love you
thank
all.
you, Joe. Appreciate that. And again, we'll record this. And if you want to invite your friends to watch this at a later time, we'll have that available on our Facebook, going to the100foldjourney.com. So please look there. And if you haven't joined by now, please do so. And I think, Joe, this was a good teaser for tonight. There's a lot of good nuggets that you shared, and you have a lot more. And those will be coming later. And the best way to discover all of that will be to join us and join us on this journey. So with that said, thank you everybody for participating and joining us. And Joe, thanks again for an excellent work, and love you, my friend.
Love you, buddy. Be good.
All right, take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.